Hello, welcome back to the channel for this short tutorial in which I will introduce the n8n template I designed to automatically optimize the size of images that are stored inside a Google Drive using the Tinyfy API. The idea is to store images in a Google Drive folder, and then this workflow will take each of the images, send them to the API, download the optimized version, and save that in a folder. In this video, I will do a short demo to show you how the workflow is working. I will explain you how you can adapt the setups for your instance, and then I will explain you how I designed it. What is interesting in this workflow is that I have used datatables to log the different processing. So then after the processing is done, you can also receive by email a complete report of all the images that have been optimized with the total space saved. If you are interested, let's go. So let me share you a bit of the context, right? I have created this workflow for an agency that is specialized in listing products for e-commerce websites. And as you know, for e-commerce website or any website, the size of images is very important for the optimization of the SEO and the user experience. So they wanted me to create a workflow in which that will be connected to a Google Drive where they are stored the images of the new products that they want to list. So here is an example of how the folder will look like. So you have a folder here with images. And what the workflow is doing is going to take each image, send that to the Tinyfy API, and the optimized version will be downloaded and saved in the folder called compressed images. And at the end of the processing, so when all images are processed, they will be transferred to the folder original images. So in the end, if you relaunch the workflow, there will not be duplicates or images that will be processed 2 times. And at the end, you will receive a report. Let me give you a quick demo. So here is the workflow. I will execute it to show you how things are working. So the first step, so this is a workflow that is run every day at 8 a.m. The first thing we do here, and you have nothing to do in terms of setting, is to generate a random execution ID or process ID or run ID, you call it the way you want. The idea here is that for each processing, so each time the workflow is run, you are creating a specific ID. So that way you know during the processing how many images have been processed, which images, and what is the total size. It will be used for the logging. And then here in this node, that is connected to the folder that I have shared with you, we are downloading all the different images. So for that, in terms of processing, like in terms of setup, what you need to do is to put your credentials, create the folder in your Google Drive, and select the folder here. Then so for instance, here you have 2 images, the 2 images that I have showed you a few seconds ago. Then you are looping over these images. The first step you do is to load the raw image. And for instance, here this is the second image, I guess. For that, in terms of setup, you need to put your credentials, and you need to, just need to put your credentials because the information will come from this node. Then the second thing we do is we call the tinyURL API. And for that, what you need to do is just put your authentication credentials. So you follow, I guess, the link that I have shared in the presentation of the workflow in the README document. You can get a free API key. That's the one that I'm using here. I think you have 500 calls per month. That's a good way to start. And then when you want to deploy that for customers, you can take a paid one, and the price per execution is not that high. So then when it's done, so the tinyURL, when the processing is done, it will provide a URL to download the results. So what you do here is you just download this image using the link that is provided in the previous node. You don't have to do anything in terms of setup here. And in the end, you have downloaded the compressed image. And in that node, what you do is you save this image in the folder compressed. So when you do the setup, you need to have 2 folders. You have to have a main folder, and inside this folder, you need to have 2 subfolders. a one that would be for the original images that are not compressed, and the one for the final images, the final results. And here I call this folder compressed, and this is where I download. This is where I save the image. Sorry. And here that's where things start to get interesting. So we are sending the information of this processing to a data table that I have created with these columns, so the file name, original size, compressed size, image ID, output URL, and processing ID that has been generated at the beginning of the processing in the second node. And we just log that in the table. So that way, in the end, you have, for each images, you have the original size, the compressed size, and this information will be used to generate a report after. So when you have finished this loop, what you do is you transfer the original images, so using this loop, and we are taking here all the files information, and we are moving them to the subfolder that I called original image. The idea here, why I'm doing that is, for instance, now if I relaunch the workflow, there would be no image processed because the original, the main folder, the root where you are supposed to have images is empty because all the images have been processed. So then, the next step, the last step, is to collect all the logs. And this is where the processing ID or the run ID is important because we are going to filter only the records for the last processing. And here you can see you have the two images where you have the information and some additional timestamps that are, I think, default inside the data table. And then you generate a report. So here in this JavaScript code node, you are generating a simple report in HTML format using all the information from the logs. What you have to do here in terms of processing is probably just adapt the wording to your identity here. So I called this bot LogicGreen image compressor. LogicGreen is the startup that I have co-founded with my brother. And the idea is we build AI and analytics products for supply chain optimization and process automation. And here, what we have done is we have put our identities as the only thing that you need to change. And for the rest, the report will be generated. And then you send that. So here you need your credentials for Gmail and you send that to the email that will receive the report. So here you probably need to change the address to your address. So maybe let me show you how the report looks like. So here is the report that we have received at the email that I have selected in my node. What you could see is that it's very minimalist. So here you can change to your corporate identity. Here I have put a link to my startup if you want to know what type of analytic solution we are designing. Here you have the process ID, processing ID, run ID, the way you want. And here you have the details of the processing. So the first washing machine was the original size was 115 kilobytes, and then it had been reduced up to 68. And this one, the second one, from 358 to 190. And in the total, you have the total saved. That could be something that, for instance, if you implement that to your customers, you can receive the logs on your site to check everything well, and you can provide some metrics to your customers or to the team that you are implementing the solution for. So that way they can monitor the optimization that is linked to the usage of this API. So in terms of customization, I don't have any specific idea except just improving the report. I don't have any idea if we can put AI on it. Let's keep it simple. If you have any question, feel free to use the comment section. And if you are interested in n8n automation, I have a playlist in this channel where you have more than 18 tutorials with the workflows that are shared to learn how to use n8n to automate processes for supply chain, logistics, content creation, marketing, and sustainability. See you for the next tutorial.